Hey neighbors, Dele here, your candidate for Stonecrest Mayor, and I am joining you today to talk about the weak mayor and that form of government, what a weak mayor is, what they do, why we have one, all of the things. So I actually have recorded a video on this topic before in response to a question that someone posed to me after they watched one of my interviews, and I cannot find it. I swear I posted it, but I cannot find it. And the conversation has come up in a number of different contexts over and over again. And I thought just record another discussion of this to address the questions and concerns that keep arising around the weak mayor. So I'm going to try very hard to be concise here because there's a lot that we could get into, but I just want to make sure that we understand and have kind of a common understanding as much as possible of the type of government that we have and the role that we and what we should expect and can expect from our mayor. So I want to start first with the form of government, or talking about forms of government, because that's what dictates us the type of mayor that we have, and that's what leads to us having a weak mayor form of government. I actually did a Civics 101 presentation on this and the various forms of government, among other things, years ago for South DeKalb Improvement Association, and we talked about some of this. But there are the two most common forms of government for cities in the United States are the mayor-council form of government and the council-manager form of government. When we're talking about the mayor-council form of government, that actually has two subtypes, the strong mayor and the weak mayor. And then there's the council-manager form of government. The difference between those two forms of government is the role of the mayor, not the presence of a city manager, but the role of a mayor. So in a council-manager form of government, the mayor is a member of the legislative body, which is the city council. They are a full-time voting member of the legislative body, and they do not have any executive responsibilities. The executive responsibilities are primarily vested in the city manager. So that's what a council mayor form of government looks like. The mayor in that form of government typically chairs the legislative body, so there is not a need for a mayor pro tem because the mayor sits on council all the time and they chair those meetings. They do have other responsibilities. They are often considered the spokesperson. They may sign documents and the like, but all administrative and executive authority really is vested in the city manager, who is responsible to the collective body of city council, not just to the mayor, but to the entire city council. When we're talking about the mayor-council form of government, the mayor has a distinct role from the city council. In the strong mayor form of government, which is what the city of Atlanta has, what New York City has, and some other major cities much larger than Stonecrest has, the mayor is the elected executive, and they will often hire a COO or somebody who is responsible for the day-to-day operations. But the mayor's primary responsibility is to be the executive. They are making decisions about how to implement policy that is passed down or adopted, voted on by council, and they are directing the day-to-day operations of the city. That's what a strong mayor does. Alternatively, there is a weak mayor form of government, which is what Stonecrest has. Despite some confusion and thinking that we have a council manager form of government, we in fact have a weak mayor form of government because our mayor has a distinct role from city council. The mayor does not sit on city council nor vote as a member of city council. They only vote in the case of a tie. We have a mayor pro tem because their responsibility is to chair the meetings of city council because the mayor is not a member of city council. Unlike a strong mayor, the weak mayor has more limited or watered down authority, but still some distinct authority in terms of nominating a city manager and nominating boards and the like, or members of boards and committees and a number of other things. So they have less authority, obviously, than the strong mayor does, but they still have a distinct role from city council. So what does that mean? What do they do? What purpose do they serve? Why do we have them? When the city was initially formed, the charter created what was essentially a strong mayor form of government. It wasn't exactly like what we are accustomed to seeing in a strong mayor form of government, because it was really sort of a Frankenstein charter with a hodgepodge of things mixed up in it, but it most closely resembled the strong mayor form of government because it gave an extreme amount of authority to the mayor and control over hires, over the voting on city council, control over agendas. It was almost a monarchy. So that was how we originally started as a city. Subsequently, the charter was changed, and what resulted was something more akin to a weak mayor form of government. In both of those governments, we have had city managers in place. However, with the weak mayor form of government, the charter specifies that neither the mayor nor the city council is allowed to direct the city manager or any members of city staff. That is what the charter states, because when you have a weak mayor form of government, that is not their responsibility. They do nominate, as I mentioned, the city manager, who ultimately has to be approved and confirmed by city council. And they, as I said, have a number of other of those authorities and powers, but they are much more limited than in the case of a strong mayor. The other duties that a weak mayor has, an ability to influence the city, in addition to being the spokesperson and the face for the city and signing documents and all of those sorts of things, which matters, right? Who we have as the face of the city matters. But there are other ways that the mayor can be even more influential. That can include being a conduit between the city manager and the city council, ensuring that the city manager has a clear understanding of the legislation and policy passed by city council so that that is implemented effectively. And that really is more of a thought partner role, because again, the weak mayor does not direct the city manager. The city manager has independence in doing that, but the mayor can have a role in supporting and advising the city manager to ensure that they're able to do their job effectively. The mayor also has a role in supporting city council and ensuring that they understand the proposals, the recommendations, any legislation that they or policies that they are going to be voting on, to ensure that they are informed and can vote appropriately when something comes before them. So that's another role of the mayor. The mayor also has engagement responsibilities with the community and serving as someone who amplifies the voices of members of the community and different constituent groups in the community, including citizens and businesses and other stakeholders that have an interest in what goes on in the community. The role that I believe is the most overlooked and that we have not yet seen modeled in the city of Stonecrest is as a policy leader. The mayor has the ability to articulate and advocate for policies that shape the way that our city is developed and grows. So that means engaging with citizens and businesses and other stakeholders to find out what their needs, wants, and expectations are. That means getting the input and expertise of the city manager and bringing those things together with the city council to gain their understanding and buy-in so that those policies can be adopted and implemented. And when I talk about that policy leadership, I am not talking about one-off decisions and one-time things. I'm talking about broad policies that shape the overall character and direction of the community. There is a great deal of influence that a mayor can wield, even if they are a weak mayor. So don't let the word weak distract you or upset you, because there still is a lot that a weak mayor can do when they have an understanding of their role, when they have a high respect and regard for citizens, for businesses and other stakeholders in our community, as well as for their colleagues on city council, and respect and understand what their role is as legislators. The mayor can be very influential and have positive impact on the city. When we finally have our charter review in place, we can, as a community, determine whether or not we wish to continue with the structure of a weak mayor form of government, or if we want to actually move to the council manager form of government. And there is a whole other conversation that we can have around that. Maybe we'll do a separate explainer on that. But let me know if there are any other questions that you have on this topic that I can answer. You can leave questions or anything in the comments. You can message me, whatever works. But hopefully we can all be on the same page in terms of our understanding of and expectations for the next mayor of the city of Stonecrest. This is Dele signing off. Have a great day.